Welcome to this end of series overview, focusing mainly on my Nottingham Forest team, but also a bit on Rotherham, where I actually started this save. For those of you that missed episode 31 of Nurturing Nottingham, maybe go and check that out first before you watch this. For those of you that did watch it, you know I just won the Champions League 5-0 against Man United. Amazing way to end the series. This is the end of the series. I know some of you will probably be a bit sad about that, but I've decided to move on to other things just to keep it fresh, keep the channel fresh. I need to keep it fresh, otherwise people will drift off and won't come back. So I need to keep viewers fresh. I need to keep myself fresh by doing different things. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But in this video, I'm just going to show you my progression throughout the series from way back at the start of when FM 2015 came out. You will know that I randomly selected a team and it ended up being Rotherham. If we just look at my job history, we started at Rotherham, and as you know, it was a disastrous first season, getting relegated from the Championship. Let's just go back in time and see where I started when it finally lets me go back in time. So if we go back to the start, you will know that I got relegated with Rotherham 1 point away from safety, just below Brighton. It was so close in the end. After I think a very poor start to the season, we did start to turn it around. So we had a poor start, we then turned it around, then dropped back off. Really bad run of form, and then almost survived towards the end. But it wasn't good enough in the end. Then in League One with Rotherham, I survived as manager. They allowed me to stay on and try and get the team promoted, because the initial task was to try and survive in the Championship, and I was unsuccessful. But then I convincingly won League One, 5 points ahead of Birmingham, with 91 points, 24 wins, 19 draws, only 3 defeats all season. A very, very good season. And we got promoted back to the Championship, so let's go back in time again. If I had just had this well oiled, I'd have edited bits out, but never mind. So where were we? In the third season, we actually managed to finish 5th with Rotherham, 71 points. As it happens, 1 point ahead of Nottingham Forest. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. We did lose in those playoffs, and Stoke went on to win. Now, I was given no money at all whilst at Rotherham United for the 4th season. I had to rely on my current team. I had players leaving because they wanted to move on, and it was going to be an impossible task. And Nottingham Forest offered me a job, and in a way it was a step down in terms of position, going down one a place, but it was a step up in terms of club stature, let's be honest. At that time I could maybe have moved Rotherham onto bigger and better things, but in a way it was a democratic vote. I asked you guys if you wanted me to stay on as Rotherham manager or move to Nottingham Forest. I did a straw poll. That was way back in New Year, I think, I asked, and I moved to Nottingham Forest. So my first season there, it was a bit slow going with the start of Nurturing Nottingham. It's always been a slow going series. I do apologise for that. It took a bit of time to eventually finish and get through to that Champions League final, but I finally did it. I took control of Nottingham Forest, created the Forest Flourish tactic, which you all know about. Let's go here. Unbelievable stuff. Let's just clear that. It has been a revolutionary tactic and been downloaded multiple times off the Steam Workshop. Worked wonders, and a couple of alterations throughout the series. Like I did have the wing backs pushed on further forwards for that Championship season, where I convincingly won the league with 111 points, a record 111 points, won 34 games, drew 9, lost 3, goal difference 104. We scored 165 goals. That is ridiculous. That was, the next best was 82 with Bournemouth. We got more than double. Unbelievable, really quite unbelievable how we managed to do that. So up to the Premier League we went. Let's go to the Premier League then. So in our first season in the Premier League, we won the league with 86 points, 5 ahead of Manchester United, 26 wins, 8 draws, 4 losses, 113 goals scored, 51 conceded, defence a bit iffy, but 62 goal difference. Unbelievable. To win the Championship and then the league, that was like, I don't know, that's like, has that ever been done? Did Brian Clough do that, I think, with Derby? I can't remember if it was the season after or there was a season gap, but yeah, He got promoted with Derby and won the league in very quick succession anyway. And I've managed to do that as well with Nottingham Forest. I've never managed that on Football Manager. I've never managed to win the Championship and then win the Premier League the season after. But it was down to this overpowered tactic. Now, it took a long time to get to this stage. I was busy doing other things, meaning the update came out. And then the tactic wasn't quite as good. And this season was more of a struggle. We conceded a lot more goals with this tactic. I did adapt it by pushing the fullbacks back. I'd already done that, I think, previously at the end of last season. But this season, we won the league 1 point short of last season's total, 85 points. We did lose one less game though, but drew a couple more. 97 goals scored, not quite as good, and we did concede a few more goals, meaning our goal difference wasn't as good as especially the last 2 seasons. But we did win the league, and that's what mattered. The second successive season that we won the league. And this season we also won the Capital One Cup, beating Man United 3-1 in the final. As it happens, we obviously went on to beat them in the Champions League final as well. You can see the previous winners there for those of you interested. And FA Cup wise, we did win that as well last season, not this year. Man United did win a trophy this year. They beat Man City 3-0 in the FA Cup final. Maybe they're a little bit tired for the Champions League, and that's why they lost 5-0 against me. But yeah, you can see the winners there as well. So in my first season in the Champions League, we won it. Just like our first season in the Premier League, we won it. The recent winners, there have been quite a few English teams winning. Chelsea twice, Arsenal, and then myself, Barcelona and PSG in between as well. But we got top goal scorer over some longer, Will King getting lots of goals as well. Average rating very high. We were dominant. And we came through a few scrapes against the likes of Bayern Munich, beating them on aggregate. If we just click on, let's get rid of everything apart from the Champions League, you can see the results we had in that Champions League to win it. We did lose a couple of games in the group stages, and we managed to get through in the end. I can't be bothered to look at that, but we got through with 4 wins. And then we drew twice against Bayern Munich, but the away goals with a save from Howarth in the last minute to stop them going through, a penalty save to get us through to that quarter-final. So it wasn't convincing up to this stage, but to beat Bayern Munich in any way, shape or form was a very good, impressive achievement. Then we beat Monaco in the quarter-finals quite convincingly, 7-4 on aggregate. Lots of goals there, both ends of the pitch. When we lost that first semi-final leg against Man City, I thought, maybe the dream's over. But we came back at home with a storming 4-0 victory before beating Man United 5-0 in the final, a Sombolonga hat-trick. Ridiculous achievement to be able to do that. So as you can see here, winner of the Premier League, winner of the Champions League, FA Cup, dropped out of that in the 5th round against QPR. And we also lost the Capital One, not the Capital, the Community Shield, but winning the Capital One Cup. Wow, really, really good season. Said in the last episode I'd look at the Hall of Fame in a bit more detail. I'm not sure I'm on the overall worldwide list. If I go down, I doubt I'll be on here, no, because I haven't won enough. But if we go to this, then I am actually second in the list behind Bob Paisley, English managers. So I'm the second most successful English manager, apparently, ahead of Brian Clough. Because of, I don't know why I'm ahead, because of points, I guess. But it is strange how it went, considering, oh wait, that's my other, I'm looking at the wrong one, I'm looking at my West Ham one. That's where I'm going wrong here. I'm second and also 6th on the list. That's where I'm going wrong. With Nottingham Forest, obviously, I haven't won enough to be that high yet. Well, I won't be. I'm ending the series, of course. But yeah, to be 6th on the list, considering where I started with Rotherham in League One, in Championship, getting relegated to League One, winning the League One in 2016. Only 4 years ago, I was champions of League One, and now I've won the league, Champions League and Capital One Cup. I've won a treble. Unbelievable, really. Quite unbelievable, that journey. Championship 2018, FA Cup 2019, along with Premier League, and then Premier League in 2020 with the Capital One Cup and the Champions League. Wow. So where are Rotherham? They are 21st in the Championship. They have managed to survive just about each season. And they've been so close every year I've left them. But my legacy is that perhaps I've managed to keep them just there, just about. They finished, where did they finish? 20th twice in a row. 48 points, 49 points, 51 points, actually slightly improved but went down a place to survive this season. But wow, any players still there? Simon Grayson's in charge. They've actually still got a few players, not many though. They've got Scars, they've got not many. Ben Pringle, he's still there. I hardly played him and he's still there at the age of 31. To start with, he wasn't really my main player. Where are we? Championship. He played quite a few games actually, to be fair. It was that season that he wasn't really in the team, but then he came back storming into the team when I left. They've still got Kluft. I signed him, the German winger. He stayed around, which is good. I signed him on for 100k and he's turned out to be a decent signing for them actually. Mayuski as well, he's still there at the age of 33. But that's about it. There's not really anyone else around. But yeah, I enjoyed my time at Rotherham. Let's look at Nottingham Forest then. We're 4.5-star reputation now. Continental reputation. We're rich. It's been an amazing journey. We're now worth 624 million. And I am on the favoured personnel. Surely I should be on that Legends list. I've won the Champions League and the league twice. I'm on the same list as McCabe and Cohen and Will Keane. And Sombolonga's in the Icons list. I suppose that's something. These are our facilities. We've got 30,000 seater stadium. Pretty much good everything else. This is the overall best 11. So we've got some of the players from this season won't be on it yet because it's not been updated. But we've got the likes of McCabe, Sombolonga and Howarth on there. Hector and Hobbs as well. Cohen at left back on that list. Since playing in the Premier League, it's gone up to first in terms of competition reputation. Let's look at the club, see where we are on this. Barcelona, reputation-wise, are top. Are we on here? Let's go down. We're there. Yeah, below Athletic, Bilbao and Leverkusen, ahead of Roma and Napoli now. Finances-wise, we should be quite close to the top. We're 9th richest club in the world, worth 624 million. Arsenal generally are top on this. But Tottenham are also up there, and Chelsea, Man City, Man United. 5 English teams are richer than us, but we still finished above them 2 seasons in a row. Club coefficients as well will be high on this once it's updated, I guess, because we've won the Champions League. But at the moment, we're not actually on that list, are we? I don't think we'll be on it at all. QPR are there, but because we haven't actually made... We only just won it. We might be there. I can't. Might not be looking properly. So let's just have a look at some general things surrounding the game. England are actually first in the world now, ahead of Holland, Belgium, France, Denmark. Lots of European. Oh, that's Europe. That's why. Not necessarily first in the world. We need to go to the World Cup. This is the world. England are first. Holland, Argentina, Belgium, France, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Portugal and Spain make up the top 10. So there's only one non-European team in there actually, with Argentina. Brazil down in 14th now. Let's look at the World Cup. So the last one 2 years ago was won by Holland on penalties against Argentina. And England actually won the last European Championship. The next one is in the summer. Obviously, the end of the series. No, you won't be seeing that. But yeah, wow! I'm not sure if there's much else to talk about in this series ending. I do hope you've enjoyed the 2 series, the Rotherham one and then the Nurturing Nottingham one. I know a lot of you will probably have just watched from the Nottingham stage, but just so you actually understand, that's where I started. I started at Rotherham and got the Nottingham Forest job, and we've ended here winning the Champions League. I'm so happy. I feel quite proud of that. I'm more proud at the fact that the tactic has worked really well and been dominant, because the team isn't good enough on paper to win those sort of things, but it just shows how powerful the tactic is. And now that's why with Chumps to Champions, my Chumps City save, I want to try something different, create a different tactic that works, rather than using this. And it doesn't really work. It hasn't worked with anyone else if I try it from scratch with a new team, it doesn't work. I got one draw with Chelmsford when I tried it out in the last game of the second season. It's the only time I'll ever be using it with Chelmsford City. But I've heard other people say it's just conceded. There's too many goals conceded with it, and especially since the update. But it's worked well. It's scraped me over the line with Nottingham Forest and led to some convincing wins still, especially in the Champions League final. So yeah, been brilliant. Anyway, I hope if you have enjoyed the series, please hit that like button and leave some thoughts in the comment section below. I will be doing other things now. I'll be continuing with Chelmsford City, focusing on that. So maybe head on over to that series if you haven't watched any of it yet. I'm up to I've done quite a few episodes into the 20s anyway so far, and that's every day or every other day that is uploaded. But other things, I'll be going back to some more FM experiments at some point, hopefully. But I've got some other ideas I've thought about and noted down over the last few weeks. It's just getting the time to do it, because it is difficult to find the time to do this now. I do work full time. I work from home, but I am working. I'm getting married in August. Some of you will know that. So I'm busy organising that, even though it's not a massive wedding or anything. It's quite a relaxed, nice thing, but it's still quite stressful organising certain things. So that takes up a lot of time. So yeah, it's difficult to find the time to do this, but I enjoy it. I enjoy playing Football Manager. I enjoy making videos. So it is basically a hobby of mine, and primarily my main hobby at this moment in time is doing this. So hopefully I can continue to grow. Hopefully more series will come along that will get you guys in, get you guys watching, and hopefully I can be a bit more innovative again. I know FM Experience was innovative, and I want to come up with more innovative ideas, more different ideas to entertain you guys, to make you, to inform you guys, and do some sort of interesting series, I guess. So there we go. That's the end of the Rotherham and Nurturing Nottingham series. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in an upcoming video very shortly, hopefully. Please don't leave me. Bye, guys.